I'm doing this because we have nothing better to do as we ride out the mayhem and chaos and confusion and bewilderment and other things that are causing ourselves to be mostly sequestered here at home. Those folks who have to be out, you brave, brave souls, be careful out there. Let me do this adjustment thing here. I was moving the camera around a little bit earlier. There, now you can see me, you can see the instrument, you can see the official disclaimer over my head. I am not very good at this. And welcome to Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. We have a fridge now. Well, actually we have two fridges. One fridge doesn't work and one fridge is a rental. We are in fact renting a refrigerator. Turns out it's not that hard to rent a refrigerator. Which is kind of nice. The broken fridge will be repaired as soon as they have the parts. So that's a thing. And now we have a second fridge. So I'm now Tobias. Two fridges, Tobias. That's me. Oh my goodness. This has not been a normal week, even in a entire year's worth of not normal. And that's kind of terrifying, honestly. But, you know, that's where we are. That's what we're doing. And that's how we're holding up. And I'm just going to hit the button here. I'm clicking a couple of things just so I can see where we stand real quick. I am streaming, and we are broadcasting, and I'm just waiting to see when my Facebook page is going to admit that's happening. There we go. My Facebook page is now admitted that's happening. One more moment here. There we are. Yay. Fantastic. Okay, it's actually working. Yeah. That's right, Arthur Two Sheds Jackson. Then you'll be Arthur No Sheds Jackson, won't you? There we go. We're here. Okay, everything's here. Everything's in place. I can actually see the comments on there. I look reasonable. The camera looks reasonable. I think we're all right. Today is just random stuff. Some stuff I haven't played for a while. Some stuff I have played recently. I went through the notebook and just found things that seemed like a good idea at the time, which is often the way I do these things. Oh, you know what I forgot? I gotta put the possums away. There we go. See, that's our official technical frou-for-all. It's not a Troubadork show without some kind of technical frou-for-all. Proving I'm not very good at this. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. Hi, Ron. Welcome to the show. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. Stands out in a crowd. Do you know my friend from Faire? Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. We can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Jingle, 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 jingle. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my bud in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? Pirate! With pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate, and a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire Scottish demon fairy elf pirate. And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about you. I guess I'll end this song. There we go. Yes, Morgan, it's people feel like they're being called out. I played this song for the first time in public at Scarborough's Fair last year at Scottish Court, and there was a lot of nudging and pointing happening during the song, so the song will eventually collapse under its own weight, although I think that the last verse, the pirate verse, kind of covers an awful lot of territory, and that's what's just going to grow. Yeah, the vampire part got bolted on earlier this month. And thank you, Jules. I think really what it was is that I've managed to find how many strings I'm actually good with. I am a 4-string person right now. I can play 6 strings, but 4 strings, and really, I'm not that great. It's just that I have the ability to do one picking pattern. That's it. That's all. But that is my friend from Faire, one of the first songs that I wrote when I decided I would start writing these darn things. And it has gotten much worse. It has definitely expanded. The next 2 songs I'm gonna do are, in fact, traditional tunes, arranged in weird ways, apparently. The first one is a song that I learned literally at the knee of the Jolly Beggar singing group from the California fairs way back in the day. Long time ago, far, far, far away. It's called ARKY'S Toast. Now, I don't know this one perfectly, so I'm going to have to bring up my notes. ARKY'S Toast is, in fact, apparently a traditional Morris dancer tune thing, song, toast thing. Go figure. And I do my best to do this one right, because way before I started actually messing around with the music on a significant amount of effort, I thought maybe I'll just do a music act. Maybe I'll get tired of this. What did I call myself? Well, I sang with the Jolly Beggar once or twice, and I'm friends with them all, and I got permission from Molly, so I can call myself the Beggar's Legacy. I still love that name. That may happen. I don't know. We'll find out. Starts in F. We'll drink to the downfall of tyrants. We'll drink to Christ the Lord. We'll drink to the 12 apostles who preached his holy word. We'll drink to the saints and martyrs in the dismal days of yore. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember one saint more. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember one saint more. We'll drink a health to the king, me boys. We'll drink a health to the queen. We'll drink to the royal princes wherever they are seen. There's one around here somewhere. We'll drink to the dukes and duchesses and all their loyal men. And whenever our tankards are empty, we will fill them up again. And whenever our tankards are empty, we will fill them up again. We'll drink a health to the landlord of this glorious springtime feast. We'll raise our glasses high, me boys, to the strength of malt and yeast, yo-ho. We'll drink a health to the landlord and his ale so strong and fine. And we'll hope that he forgets to shout when it comes to closing time. And we'll hope that he forgets to shout when it comes to closing time. And now we'll drink to the ladies. Hi there. We'll drink to all their charms. How you doing? We'll drink to the pleasures that we find when we are in their family show arms. We'll hold them very tight, me boys, but we will make it clear. It's goodbye on the day when they do say they will keep us from our beer. It's goodbye on the day that they do say they will keep us from our beer. I don't have an ending for it, so that's just kind of an ending that seemed like a thing to do. Hey, and that is ARKY'S Toast, and I enjoy that one a lot. It's a little hard to do all the fun banter and byplay that the beggar used to do, Jolly Beggar used to do, because there were 4 very unique individuals, all of whom had very specific senses of humor, and all of whom have a great deal of talent and timing. Matthew and Linda are no longer with us. Molly is now in New Zealand, and if Molly ever sees us, hi. And Rory is in California, and if Rory ever sees us, hi. Still want to sing "Hey Boy" with you again there, Rory. I'm not sure if they would actually hold up on now with modern sensibilities. It's not so much a sexist. I can't tell if it's a racy, sexy song or a racy, sexist song. It was written back in the old days, so you always have to be careful that sort of thing. All right, now the next song I'm doing is another traditional song. And this one is one that I know is not the original music. This one, push the button, is John Barleycorn. Now, here's the deal. Most of the people watching this show right now, or watching this show on replay, will have heard at least one version of John Barleycorn, because somewhere around the 1960s, bored British people discovered folk music again. And bored British rock musicians and bored Irish rock musicians discovered this again, and they decided that what they would do is that they would put this to an arrangement, and there's a modern arrangement for it. Now, the arrangement that I'm doing is not in fact the traditional arrangement. It's actually set to a tune by Stan Rogers called "The Idiot," which is a modern arrangement of a and so this is a traditional tune on a modern arrangement, and I'm gonna try and do the funky finger picking thing that I did in "Friend from Faire" on this song. I have not done it very often. It could end horribly. There could be a horrific boating accident musically. I'm prepared to subject myself to that, and so I am prepared to subject you to it as well. Let's make sure that song is the right place, and just checking to make sure that all the things that I'm supposed to have showing are actually showing, because it's just, why not? Starts in D, that's right. There we go. John Barleycorn to the sea's gone down in a ship both bold and new. The thirstiest lake of Captain Brake and all his loyal crew Drake, to venture brave through wind and wave, the Spaniard for to halt. And though he die of Spanish grape, he'll live as English malt. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round, and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between 2 stones, and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale, and we'll raise our tankards high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. Wow. I'm going a little faster than I thought I would. John Barleycorn to the courtin's gone, all dressed in fine array. There we go, in pewter clad from toe to head, to win a lady gay. The poetry that he declaims will stand him in good stead. For the ladies there all do declare they love it more than bread. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round, and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between two stones, and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale, and we'll raise our glasses high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. Sad part, John Barleycorn's to the hangman gone. This tale I will unfold. For Robin loyal Englishmen of their silver and their gold, in a grave unmarked by cross nor stone, John Barleycorn is lain, till the summer rains have come and gone, and he rises up again. Personally, I feel this has all become needlessly messianic. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round, and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between two stones, and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale, and we'll raise our glasses high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. So we'll strike him down and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale, we'll drain our tankards dry. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. Whew, not bad. Yes, Morgan, live music! Welcome to whatever the heck this is. This is show number... What is this? Show... No, I think we've crashed through 71, I think. I had notes up here that told me that once. Hang on. Yeah. I believe this was show 71. It should say show. Yeah, if you look down there in the thing, it'll tell you what show it is. I can't see that thing from here. Show 71. And welcome to it. I've been doing this for 4 months now, and it's no one's told me to stop. And that's kind of really cool and weird and kind of fascinating when you think about it. For those of you who are new, welcome. There's a whole lot of this stuff that happens Monday through Thursday, pretty much. Yeah, it is show 71. It says so right there. I did this about 3 or 4 days into the quarantine in March and said, screw it, I'm going to play some music and see what happens. And it's become a habit. And there's a practical application to this. Not just the shameless pandering at the end here. Yeah, the her joke. Yes, the her joke was Monday. That's correct, Joseph. That was show 69. Okay. Or show 69. Nice. Depending on how you feel about it. But there is a practical application to this because I really enjoyed doing the Troubadork show that I did at Steampunk November. And although I've been performing at fairs for longer than some of my coworkers have been alive, I have mostly done the magic stuff. I mean, I'm a multidisciplinary nerd, and I've been performing music and singing and stuff, but I haven't really done a music show. I really enjoyed doing that at Steampunk November, and I figured I needed to get the flight hours in. As Michael put it, getting your 10,000 hours in, 30 minutes at a time. And that's where we are. All right, last song of this set, because it's about a 20-minute set, 20-30 minutes, and the reason for that is this is my non-commute show, because since I'm working from home, I don't have to drive home after work. My commute is literally down a flight of stairs, carefully down a flight of stairs. It's really fast if I don't go down the flight safely, but yeah, we can only do that once. So I do about 4 songs and a lot of babbling. And well, Ashley, my dear, I have emotional scars older than you, so it's a thing. So last song of the show will be one that's fairly new. I think I debuted it on my birthday, which was the 6th, and I played it 3 times. No, wait, that was Festus. I've done this one a few times before that. And I wrote this one specifically because I had gotten booked at an anthropomorphic convention to do the show called Texas Furry Fiesta up in Dallas in early March, pre-quarantine. And it's like, I need to do a song that will actually play there. And then I came up with a song. And the song is this one. It's gonna be fun. It could also be a horrific boating accident because, as with most of these things, any song that I'm teaching myself a brand new strumming pattern for, and Jules, you can, I feel your pain. You've been talking about strumming patterns. I have very little structure in how I teach myself how to play this stuff. Basically, I play it with the idea that I basically learn stuff when I need to, and then I'm scrolling. I'm actually killing time while I'm trying to get to the right screen. And this one is of an interesting set of rhythms. And it could end horribly. But it's a fun song. It finally happened to me. I found someone. No, I didn't think it could come true. But I found me a life companion, so the same thing could happen to you. I mean, our life together is wonderful. I think we're gonna get serious soon. We really got a great thing going, but it gets real freaky when we hit a full moon. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. It's like I'm awake in a beautiful daydream, yo. They really have improved my days. I'm babbling fast how they found me here. I guess we'll have to see how all this plays. They know all kinds of cute things that I adore. This relationship is gonna go far. I mean, I get all squishy when they stick their head out of the window when we're driving my car. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. Now, I ain't saying the things are perfect here. No, the challenges will always be there. But we work our way through our problems now, and it usually kind of turns out fair. I don't like fighting my partner, no, so I learned me this one little trick. If things get angry and we get into a fight, all I gotta do to win is throw a stick. I'm dating a werewolf! Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. Howl with me. Ooh. So now you know the whole dang crazy story here. How my life is just flipped upside down. And while I don't sound like my mind's too clear, gotta know that I ain't wearing a frown. I mean, I know that I've hit me the jackpot, y'all. That's the reason why I'm singing this song. And although we know it could take a lot of work, there ain't a single little thing that's gone wrong. Oh. Hairball. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. And so we come in sliding sideways in yet another Troubadork Non-Commute Show. I gotta admit, I got a little wired because I have, it was a hairball. Come on, what do you want? You know I was gonna go somewhere with that song. I get a little excitable because there's some folks who that I haven't seen coming to the show, and that's why, I thank y'all for hanging out with me again. This has been a really fun day once again. Got a little half-hour goofiness. As with everything, we do, of course, have a few things that we got to deal with, paperwork and the like, and I'll just run through that as gracefully as I can. But first, I'm going to very carefully scooch over here and push the button marked plugs. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a tip jar if you're curious. It is paypal.com/theadequate. If you put some money into the tip jar, I put it right into this show. That's the way this works. That's why I have a decent camera now. That's why I have a funky little device called the Stream Deck, which I'm still working on playing. It's like a little control panel for live casting. That's why I have new strings on the baritone ukulele. And I want to thank Robert and Rick and Emily and Miranda for dropping a couple of bucks in the tip jar. In the event that you or someone you know has disposable income and low standards, I would direct them towards patreon.com/theadequate. Patreon! Ole. That's basically, well, if you know what Patreon is, you know what Patreon is. And the idea here is that if you can manage $12 a year or know someone who can, that they get previews of songs. The higher levels, they get actual physical objects like buttons, ebooks, real books. And the $10 a month level is the You're So Darn Smart, You Write Something, where you tell me to write a song about something, and then I have to write it. I'm a little terrified at who's going to go with that. But I want to thank Steven and Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorraine. Oh my god, I have 10 Patreon patrons. When did that happen? For supporting adequacy in our lifetime. Without y'all and without y'all watching, none of this makes any sense whatsoever. You can find the archives over here at facebook.com and twitch.tv/TobiasTheAdequate. It's the Tobias the Adequate page on Facebook and Twitch. TV keeps 2 weeks worth of shows archived, and then they fall off the top. Over at YouTube is youtube.com/MPLaguerre, and it's the Troubadork playlist. I try to keep that updated. I'm not quite as good about that, but but you know, it's just a thing. And yes, Teppo, that is actually written into the lyrics. There is actually a coughing and hacking and hairball comment in the lyrics. And every time I do it, someone gets caught by it. Because I'm a terrible human being. Oh, let's see. Carpe Diem Comics is the official emotional support comic shop of Tobias the Adequate, the Troubadork Show. Artisanal gibberish, anything else that seems like a good idea at the time. Physically, you can find them in McKinney, Texas, and electronically, you can find them on the interwebs at carpediemcomicsonline.square.site. They don't actually pay me for this. It's just me and Shadow, and Liz go back a ways, and they were very kind enough to promote me by playing my doofy little podcast in their shop. So I'm going to promote them. It's a thing. There is actually the cheapest ad budget ever level in Patreon, if you want to look at that, and that's $2, and you basically send me some ad copy and I read it. And that reminds me, I need to talk to Lorene about that, because Lorene is not only one of my Patreon patrons, but she is in fact my editor and a publisher, and a darn fine human being at that. Even without the editor and publisher, she's just freaking nifty. All right, that's everything. Wednesday show, one more show this week. That'll be Thursdays. Things are continuing to change here. This room, where I've been working for the past 3 months, is gradually becoming an actual crafting studio. And it means that when we get more bits in, I will be moving to another room, which is called Away. And the gag behind Away is that rather than having a man cave and a she shed, we just set up the room so it's comfortable for both of us, because when one person's in that room, the other person has the whole rest of the house to themselves. So we're going to call it Away, as in, I love you, dear, I'm going away for a while. Or, I love you, darling, go away. I'll tell you when you can come back. And that will probably start happening like the end of next week or so. So if things look dramatically different at some point, that's why. All right, that's everything. I should be home by now. I am home, so that's very efficient of me. Thank you all once again. Y'all have been spectacular. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tobias the Adequate, and once again, I thank you for encouraging my behavior.